Your mindset determines the outcome of so many different things in your life. You actually create your experiences every day by the types of thoughts that you have. So in today's video, I want to talk with you about how you can reset your mindset to raise your vibration so that you can start attracting the things in your life that you really want. So we're going to be looking at a couple of things. I'm first going to talk about what is mindset. Then I want to look a little bit into thoughts and frequencies and how they are linked, thoughts and energy frequencies. And then finally, I'm going to share with you my top 5 tips that's going to help you reset your mindset. So let's kick off talking about what is mindset. And the best and easiest way to think about your mindset is to think of a filter that filters how you see things. It filters how you experience conversations that you have with other people, interactions that you have with other people. It filters or colors in how you observe people doing something, your interpretation of what you see happening around you. So your mindset is type of a mental attitude. It's type of a mental outlook. And it really is made up of a whole lot of different things. So it's made up of some of the belief systems that you develop as you grow up and as you experience things. Some of the things might be what were transferred to you from your parents, from your society, the culture that you grew up in. So we've got some beliefs about how we think things should be and how things should work and how people should be. Our mindset also has a lot of unwritten rules, right? So we tend to create rules about how people should behave and how people should respond to us and how people should do things and how the world should work. So we have these unwritten rules, and that also forms part of our mindset. Let's talk a little bit about how our thoughts actually then affect the way that we experience our life. Now, if you're a law of attraction student, you'll know that our thoughts and our feelings have energy. And energy has a vibrational frequency. The universe is also made up of energy, and this energy also has a vibrational frequency. Right. Now, if you think of your thoughts and your feelings like a radio transmitter, and you think of the universe, the energy in the universe as a receiver, then what will happen is the universe is always going to try and match the frequency that it receives from the thoughts and the feelings. You pull the people and the experiences into your life who are on level with who you are being. And if you don't like what you are attracting into your life, if you aren't happy with the things that show up for you, you can't try to change those things out there. You have to start with changing who you are being. And you do that by becoming aware of your thoughts and feelings. You do that by grounding yourself. You do that by clearing residual energy. Something that I see shows up often when we talk about the law of attraction and changing your thinking is there seems to be quite a big drive towards positive thinking. Think only positive things, because if you think negative things, you're going to attract negative things into your life. And that's not completely true in terms of how it works, because our thoughts and our feelings have messages for us. And if you are going to simply try and paste positive thinking onto these thoughts and feelings, what you are doing is you are suppressing what is actually going on there, but it's still going to come out through your subconscious mind, right? And that's a mistake that many of us make when we start to use the law of attraction in our life, when we start working with energy and we start working with the universal vibration, is we become afraid of our own thoughts and our own negative thoughts because we think that it's going to bring negativity in our life. But this is actually an opportunity for you to start clearing those lower vibrational frequencies that you have. Start clearing the residual energy and start working with the core wounds that are giving you emotions that aren't of such a high vibration. Now I want to share with you my 5 tips on how you can actually then begin to reset your mindset to raise your vibration to attract these positive things into your life. We can't just live with our brains. We have to live with our minds, our brains, and our entire energy body, because we are both spiritual and physical beings. So we need to bring both of those elements in when we start on this journey of creating a life that we really want in a way that we really want it. All right, so let me get on to the tips then. So the first tip for resetting your mindset to raise your vibration is to practice compassionate self-responsibility. Now, one of the big things when it comes to compassionate self-responsibility or practicing self-responsibility is understanding that we cannot wait for other people to change. Often we might walk around with this expectation to say that, you know, how I am, that's the right way. This is now the unwritten rules that we have in our subconscious mind. The way that I think and perceive and experience the world is the right way, and the way that someone else does things is the wrong way. So in order for things to become better or things to change, that person or those people should start doing things differently. I'm not going to change who I am. Instead, they have to do the work. They have to, take the first step. They have to change. One of the things that I've noticed, which aligns with this type of thinking, is the prevalence of information about energy vampires and narcissists. It seems that every second person is either a narcissist or an energy vampire out to get us. And I think what happens is we tend to put so much power, perceived power, onto these narcissists and energy vampires that we forget that we have got sovereignty. We determine how we experience things through our thoughts and our feelings, and people only have the power over us that we give to them. So instead of thinking that a narcissist should change or an energy vampire should stop sucking my energy, what will happen if we start focusing our attention on ourselves? If we start taking responsibility for our own triggers, if we start taking responsibility for creating stronger boundaries so that we don't fall victim, and I don't even want to use the word, but for lack of another word, that we don't fall victim to people who might not have our best interests at heart. So instead of hoping that they will change their ways and that they will stop doing what they are doing, rather focus the attention on the self. See who I can change in my being so that I can show up stronger and more powerful in a different way into the world. The second tip is to stop making your happiness dependent on external conditions. And this is something that we all have done at some point or another, where we again walk around with this belief or this idea that once we have achieved a certain goal that we've set up for ourselves, either in our personal relationships or at work or a financial goal, we think that once we've attained that goal, we'll be happy. We'll feel that we've arrived, and then we will start feeling more confident about ourselves, and we'll start feeling more valuable as people, and we'll feel happier about who we are and our own achievements. Now, the problem with that is those goalposts keep on moving. And whenever something then in the outside world shows up that is not in alignment with our goals, that affects our sense of self, that affects our sense of happiness. A far better way to be is to stop making your happiness dependent on what happens out there, but focus your happiness meter on who you are as a person, regardless of your circumstances, regardless of the things that happen in your life, and regardless of the things that you have or that you don't have. When we start making our happiness dependent on the things that are out there, either the things that happen or other people's moods, then what we start to do is we create a scarcity mindset within ourselves. So you have a mindset of lack, an idea of who I am being and what I have at this present moment in time is not enough. And when you have the scarcity mindset, you can think for yourself, what are the types of thoughts and feelings that you generate every day? What are the types of things that you think about? So what are you vibrating? What signal are you sending out into the universe? And remember, the universe matches the information that it receives from you, the transmission that it gets. It's going to continue to try and match that because that's how it works, right? And if you have the scarcity mindset, then you are going to continue to see more scarcity show up in your life. You're never going to find that relationship that you're longing for. You're never going to feel fulfilled in your career or in your personal life. Now, point 3 is to change your inner talk. That is the third mindset tip that I have for you, is change your inner talk. Our subconscious mind listens all the time. And the way that you speak to yourself and the type of words that you use and, the chatter that you have inside your own mind, your subconscious mind is receptive. It listens all the time. And if you have a particular way of thinking, if there's like a pattern in your self-talk, those create new neural pathways. So you are programming your mind to continue to think in a certain way, to continue to have a certain unwritten rule. So become aware of what type of inner talk you have. And if you see then that it is not supportive for you to create the kind of life that you want and to have the kind of experiences that you want and to attract the kind of people that you want into your life, then begin to change that inner talk, begin to change that self-talk. Now, some of the more typical inner talk patterns that can be preventing you from actually raising your vibration is if you are someone who tends to judge others a lot, if you find fault with the way that other people are being and the things that other people do, if you have a lot of criticism towards other people and towards the way that they live their lives, especially if it's not aligned with the way that you live your life, then that again creates another level of scarcity. It creates a separation which lowers your vibrational frequency. I want to talk about energy vampires and narcissists again. If we tend to think that we are surrounded by energy vampires, by narcissists, and that we are living in an insensitive world, potentially you could be creating this unwritten rule that you are living in an unsafe universe. You are living in an unsupportive universe. And now think about this. If you think that the world is an unfriendly place, at what level are you vibrating? What is your frequency when these are the subconscious thoughts that you have? Because you might not necessarily think that out loud, but you're programming your subconscious mind that the world is an unfriendly place, that the world is an unsafe place. So you can think, what are the experiences and the people that you will attract into your life that's going to vibrate at that same frequency? Now, the fourth tip that I have for you is to meditate. Meditation is a very effective way for you to work with your own energy. Remember, I said earlier that we are not only physical beings, we're also spiritual beings, we are energetic beings. And we need to work with our own energy. We need to learn how to work with our energy. And in my mind, energy work is as important as taking, a daily bath or a shower. Now, one of the other things that meditation is also going to be helpful with is for you to start thinking or creating different mind movies for yourself. So mind movies. Mind movies are those stories that you play out in your mind when you think about something that might happen or you think about something that has happened. So if you are in the habit of playing out the worst case scenario and the worst thing that will happen, or you are in the habit of replaying all of the bad things and annoying things and angry making things and irritating things and unfair things that people over the years have said or done or, told you, You're again reprogramming your mind. You're reprogramming in a certain set of thoughts and emotions, thoughts and feelings, which is going to affect your vibrational frequency. So meditation is going to help you to begin to make different mind movies for yourself. And you can use creative visualization or a guided meditation to do this. And the process is you decide on what it is that you want to create in your life. It can be you want to improve a relationship that you have with someone, you want to have a conversation with a person and you want this conversation to go in a certain way, or you have a certain goal that you are working towards. And what you will then do is to create a movie where you play out the different things that will happen to lead you towards the outcome that you want. And remember to, amplify the volume, turn up the volume, and, make the lights brighter and the colors brighter so that you can really get the biochemical juices in your body flowing and in your brain flowing at the same time. So that's how you can use meditation. And then the final tip that I have for you is to become intentional in your living. And this should probably have been at number 1, because this to me is the key of living your life in such a way that you begin to attract the things that you want and desire. And that is become intentional, become conscious of who you are being. It is very easy for us to flip into autopilot mode. That's how our brains have been designed. Become conscious of how you are thinking, how you are responding to people. Become aware if you notice one of these automatic programs are busy running. Become aware of how you think about things. And again, meditation and contemplation is going to help you do this, because now you are quiet enough to actually think about how you are thinking, right? And then once you see how you are thinking about things and you feel into how you think about things and the world and people and experiences, then you can choose how to respond. You can choose to respond with forgiveness or compassion or love or understanding, or any of these higher emotions, higher vibrational emotions, which is going to allow you then to lift your own vibrational frequency. Pay attention to your thoughts and your feelings. Don't get sucked into the story of them and don't get lost in them. But develop that muscle of being able to lean into the thought or the feeling, to lean into the emotion and discover what the message is for you so that you can then clear it. We really have so much power in our own hands. And I say this in so many of my videos because it's true. We can give our power away and think that other people hold power over us and things hold power over us, but they don't. We have sovereignty in our own lives. And we can choose every day how we can show up, how we can experience things, and how we can weather the storms, because life is still going to happen. Things are always going to happen to us, right? But it's how we get through that is going to determine our experience of it. So I hope that these have been helpful for you, and I would also like to know if you have any other mindset reset tips that you can share with us. If you do, please leave them for us in the comments below. If you have enjoyed this video, then please give it a thumbs up and also share it with your friends. I would really be grateful if we can get this message of powerful, intentional living and healing out to as many people as possible. Subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.